Thank you so much for pulling up in the space. It really is an honor. I'm doing good. How you doing?
Mhm. I'm good. I'm good. There's a lot of stuff I want to say, but I can't say right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I know.
Only because the one thing I will say, because I don't know if you're recording this or not, I need everybody on social media and wherever, because I feel the love and I'm very grateful, and I just really appreciate all of that. It's just crazy to me when um I don't know. I hear stuff, I read stuff. I don't really respond to a lot of it. Um because a lot of it is just ignorance to me. But it honestly has gotten to the point where I have hired an attorney. I literally just had someone call my phone and threaten me. So it's just to the point where I got to just protect myself. But for the record, because again, I'm not going to talk a lot, um, I have never, ever one time said one harmful thing to Caitlin or about Caitlin. Like, I really, truly think she's a hell of a player. And I have been very clear about that. I've said it before. The problem is everyone else can be praised and critiqued, but Caitlin can only be praised. She can't be critiqued. Um, and so, without going into great detail, it's everything. First, it was, oh well, she misspoke. I absolutely did, but I also corrected it on that episode. But of course, everybody didn't listen to the episode. But then I I personally sent Caitlin messages. We messaged back and forth, but I also mentioned that way back in February. And I said, if Caitlin wants to share the conversation, I'll let her do that. That's her decision. And the only reason why I did it the other day is because I'm really over these people thinking I owe them an apology, because the person I owed an apology to, I gave it to her. So it went from that to something else to something else to something else. So it's just a lot. But I just want everybody to know how much I truly appreciate your support. I feel it. Um, my biggest issue that I have right now is with Stephen A. and Nancy Lieberman, because Nancy flat out lied, saying she called me on the phone. That is so not how that happened. But I'll wait and tell the whole story when the time is right very soon. So thank you for the space, Don. I appreciate you and everyone else.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you too, sis. And I understand. You know what I'm saying. You're in a very unique position. Um, Thank you for what you did choose to share. And Stephen A. Smith, and this is just me speaking, obviously. Stephen A. Smith has had a lot of very questionable critiques for athletes over the years. And obviously, if you follow Stephen A. Smith's career, you notice a very, very questionable pattern. And me personally, I've never been a fan of somebody who is either A, never played the game, or B, never played the game at a high level, critiquing people who are literally legends, right? Like, I'm a fan. Like, if LeBron James misses two free throws, okay, I'm gonna say, oh, dang man, he should have made those free throws, but I can't purport myself to be better than LeBron James, or know better than LeBron James, or know that Chris Paul should have made this pass in this situation. You're talking about somebody who literally averaged less than 2 points, repeatedly attacking athletes that are just flat out better than him at their respective sports. And so with Stephen A. Smith, um, I have a big problem with that. I have a big problem with this entire situation surrounding the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark quote unquote rivalry, because none of us can sit up here and act as though race is not playing a big part in it, right? Um, can Caitlin Clark hoop? Absolutely. But people are making it seem as though Angel Reese isn't having a historic season and really a historic career when you actually start talking about her when you start talking about her career as a whole, not just her professional career, but also her collegiate career, her high school career. Like this young lady has been balling. And when she is doing bad, people criticize her. When she's doing good, people praise her. But I remember when this season first started, right? I remember when this season first started and Caitlin Clark was struggling, right? I heard people like Jeff Teague. I heard people like Charles Barkley. I heard many others in the media. And I know the queue is filling up. I'm gonna get to y'all request in a second, but I gotta say this. I remember watching podcasts and seeing people like Jeff Teague and others say that players should not play hard defense against Caitlin Clark because if she struggles, it's going to be bad for the league. People were literally calling for teams to take it easy on her. But we never saw that call for Angel Reese when Angel Reese was getting body slammed. She just had to get up, take her lumps and her bruises, and keep on going. So is Caitlin Clark a baller? Yes. Is Angel Reese a baller? Yes. But let's get down to the nitty gritty of why Caitlin Clark is being afforded grace and praise and mercy in a lot of instances where Angel Reese is not. So I'm going to open up the floor. If you come up here being disrespectful, if you come up here being vulgar, if you come up here making threats, you will be instantly removed, not just from the speakers, but you will be removed from the space. So I'm going to go ahead and start letting people in. Do not be disrespectful in this space. I will hope that everybody here is intelligent enough to be able to speak respectfully. Drip shot, it's on you. Drip shot, it's on you. Drip shot, are you there? All right. I don't know what's going on with him. But everybody that's in the space, make sure y'all tweet out the space. I just want to have this conversation because I don't like how our sister Cheryl Swoops has been being attacked. I don't like when people like Stephen A. Smith, who's supposed to be a professional, needs to be more responsible with his platform. And I don't think that sister Cheryl Swoops is unreachable. I put this space up. The sis came right in here. You know what I'm saying? Clearly a very intelligent woman can hold her own. For the life of me, I don't understand why Stephen A. Smith would rather talk to other people about our sister than talk to the sister directly. You know what I mean? And it just, like I said, it's just a testament to how his career as a reporter, as a sports reporter, has gone. This is not the first time that Stephen A. Smith has gone out of his way to really, really just attack one of our people. He got famous from the Kwame Brown incident. You know, you made a living off of attacking that brother, and 20 years later, you're still doing the same thing. So, as a black man, it's very, very it, it's sad. It's sad. Like you're supposed to have integrity. You're supposed to be reporting fairly. Um, I don't agree with the with Stephen A. Smith attacking sister Angel Reese. I don't agree with him attacking sister Cheryl Swoops and not just not reporting things as they should be reported. What's going on, Sonny? Hey, Sonny, you there? All right. So until Sonny get right, we got Alley Cat and then we got Miss Girl 33. What's going on?
Hey, I just wanted to say thank you for hosting this space. I was lucky enough to get to talk to the goat and legend that is Cheryl Swoops back during March Madness. So I'm really happy to just speak to her again. Thank you as a black man for for doing this. But I just wanted to share with Queen Swoops that you've been an inspiration ever since I was a little girl. Uplifting as a black woman, I just never want you to forget that you're awesome. Your greatness will always prevail. And also, the majority of people support you. This is a small, narrow minded little window of America and of social media, but you're held in a very, very high regard to most folks. And I don't want you to feel bad because of other people who need to channel their insecurities and weak egos to feel better about themselves because they are intimidated by you because you have an intellect and IQ for this game that frankly supersedes everybody on this call, that supersedes everybody at ESPN, that supersedes most people as of your accomplishments. So it's indicative of a bigger problem that is present, and that's what people do when they can't take away the fact that you're better than their fave. That's what they do when they can't take away the fact that you possess a warmth, a skill set, and an IQ that they know they will never ever be able to attain. And so I think that also those who know ball know what you're talking about across your show, and it's frankly just it's very irresponsible, should go against policy, but there's so many great things. For this has been a year of the black woman. um Not to be political, but we'll probably have a black woman president, so probably be opportunities for you with that. And there's just so much more um in store, and so I just want you to know that ever since I was like a 5, 6 year old girl, seeing you make your debut as an Olympian and an actress, we got to throw the actress part in there. That we just really care about you and know that you're loved, and people who can actually read, comprehend, listen, analyze, synthesize, and evaluate and have basic skills. No, yeah, know exactly what know exactly what's going on. So just wanted to put that out there and know that it makes my blood boil just for what I've seen. But we know that we're stronger than that, and we've come through a lot more. So this is don't worry about these bums, frankly. So I'll leave it at that.
Thank you for that, dear sister. Thank you. Yeah, man. Cheryl Swoops is goaded, and one of the main reasons why I opened up this space, like honestly, I wasn't expecting the sister to come in, but nevertheless, I opened this space because I feel a personal responsibility to make sure that we are defending our people when they are being unjustly attacked, and that goes on any level. This is not about basketball. If this was about basketball for a lot of these people, they would just be letting these young ladies play, and you wouldn't see favoritism when it's not due and criticism when it's unjust. You wouldn't be seeing that. This stopped being about basketball a long time ago, unfortunately. All right. Both of these young ladies can play, absolutely. But when you got legends, and when I'm talking about, when I say legends, like that's really an understatement, who are getting crucified for speaking strictly on basketball, the sport that they are goated in, by people who've never played this game at a high level by any stretch of the imagination. That's a problem for me. Again, you could be a fan and what I'm saying, have your conversations about who should be on Mount Rushmore of shooters, who's the best dunker of all time. As a fan, you can have those type of conversations in the barbershop, um, in your home, at work. But I don't care how much you are a fan of the sport. When somebody who played the sport at a high level is giving you their expertise, you might want to listen. And you might want to humble yourself to realize, like, dang, maybe, maybe my fanship does not trump this person's experience. And that's where we're at with this. Stephen A. Smith is out of pocket. He needs to be a man, have some integrity, and he needs to interview our sister Sheryl Swoops for himself. That's how I feel. And if the sister is willing to do it. But I think the sister trying to speak. Go ahead, Sister Cheryl.
Absolutely not. I messaged Stephen A last week when he first posted, what he posted on his podcast. And I said, please bring me on your show. He didn't respond. I think he blocked me, which is cool. He didn't respond. But then yesterday, you go and bring Nancy Lieberman on your show. But let me clear up a couple of things because it's a lot of stuff out there, and it really doesn't matter to me. About the WNBA. Second of all, I was only contracted to do 7 games for the Dallas Wings. So everyone thinks that I was replaced for doing the Indiana Fever game when the reality is last week I told the producer that I could not do the Indiana Fever game because of a prior commitment, but also because there's nothing I can say that's going to be right. Right. So as a commentator, an analyst, I got to be able to speak positive things, good things, but I also got to be able to critique because I do that to everybody. I've been very clear about Angel Reese, have conversations with Angel. I text with Angel, but even before Angel got in the league, I said, yes, I think it's going to be an adjustment period, not just for Angel, not just for Caitlin, but for every rookie. That's the reality. When you go from collegiate sports to professional, I don't care, male, female, there's an adjustment period. For some people, it takes half a season. Some people, it takes a lot longer. Right. But that is still my opinion. So, of course, they came for me because how dare you say that about Caitlin? You can say it about Angel because it's true, but you can't say it about Caitlin. So they then said that I was silent for 50 seconds. Don't know who had the time to time that, but I was silent for 50 seconds on a game I did, Las Vegas Aces versus Dallas Wings, when it had nothing to do with Caitlin. So for people who don't know, I'm a color analyst, not play-by-play. So my play-by-play guy, Ron Thulin, he had a graphic. He was supposed to read the graphic. He read it, said Caitlin Clark was player of the week, Nafisa Collier was player of the week. You're going to get a chance to see both of them. They're coming in town to play. That was it. That's what he was supposed to say. I was not supposed to comment, didn't have to comment. Now, if he would have said, Cheryl, what are your thoughts on Caitlin being player of the week? What are your thoughts on Nafisa being player of the week? And then if I don't respond, then that's a bad look. But that wasn't how that happened. So I did what I was supposed to do. He read the graphic. I sat there. I'm doing other stuff. It had nothing to do with Caitlin. But the other part of that is everyone's mad, or her people are mad that I didn't say anything about it when I wasn't supposed to, but yet didn't have an issue with me not saying anything about Nafisa Collier. But to the Stephen A. Smith point, at this point, it really isn't worth me going on his show because I have other platforms that I will be going on speaking on, but nah, not that one.
And I respect that, sis. I definitely do. Because in truth, at this point, I think that the conversation is getting to a level now where people want to hear the truth and people want to hear from.
Well, it's not about basketball. It really isn't. It's not about basketball anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest with you, not only is it not about basketball, but I think that really this has been going on for some years now. Ever since the game where Angel Reese did the where Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark had the back and forth. It's really been going on from that point forward. And like I said, anytime you start talking down on somebody with your level of expertise, that's how you know it can't be about basketball. So I don't blame you for not wanting to be interviewed by him. And shit, my hat goes off to you for that because, like I said, this has been going on for years with him. I don't know what he got going on internally, but anybody who's been following sports, we see a pattern with this dude, and it's sad. You know what I'm saying? He's even going as far as to call black men who were able to stay in the league for over a decade bust. But I've seen, like he did it with what's our brother name, Kwame Brown. And I'm not saying yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not saying Kwame Brown was no top 10 center, but it's not easy to stay in the NBA for 10 years when the average career is 3 or 4 years. And so for you to call that man a bum and literally make a career off of ridiculing somebody who had a successful career, that's troubling to me. You know what I mean? Um, it just blows my mind. I'm gonna go ahead and get to some of these hands. Remember, family, keep it respectful. We're not doing no trolling. We're not doing no type of foolishness. I think it was on Shut Up. Then we got no, I'm sorry, it was it Alley Cat? Alley Cat did speak. So it's on Shut Up.
Yeah.
Okay. It's on Brother Shut Up. Then we got Val Whiting, and then we got Miss Girl 33. Go ahead, Shut Up.
Queen Swoops. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Hey, it's good to see you in these spaces, and man, we sure enjoyed watching you play back in the day. It was a fun sight, one of the best ones that I ever seen do it. Maybe really in my mind, the first name of a female in my young days that I could ever remember. So, love, it's great to talk to you. I did want to ask you this though, because I was wanted to hear where did all this stuff start at. But and not really with Stephen A. though. The I can't think of her name, the white lady that I guess she's an analyst with you, or she's one of the talking heads with you over the games. Uh, where did the issues come at with her and you? And she's saying, she would love to y'all just ain't on the same page right now. What happened there? Where did this go? Where did that go wrong?
Well, first of all, Nancy and I don't work together. So there are three of us who do color for the Dallas Wings: myself, Nancy, and Fran Harris. So Nancy and I, we were never supposed to work together on a game. And so I'm not going to get into all the details because I know it's a lot of people on here, and I really don't want to say a lot. But her saying on the Stephen A. Smith show yesterday that she was on her treadmill working out, I don't know if she was or not because I'm not in the room with Nancy. But what I do know didn't happen was a phone call from her. Nancy Lieberman decided she was going to be upset that I said it was going to be an adjustment period for Caitlin, Angel, all the rookies, but in particular Caitlin, and that I didn't think she would come in the league and dominate right away. It's my opinion. So she got upset that I said that. So she decided she was going to go to Twitter, which is what people do. She was going to go to Twitter and try to call me out. And I don't have it, but it's somewhere out there in the universe where she actually posted, "Oh, why can't we just let them be great? Let me introduce you to Caitlin Clark." And so she had to go on and put all the stuff about what Caitlin had done, which is great. So don't say you called me to talk about that when you didn't. You posted that on Twitter, and then I responded to you. I text you and said, "Nancy, if you have something to say, call me, since we're supposed to be, quote, friends."
Right.
I just want to also
And
add in like what was said was accurate. Like when I was just sharing my thoughts about Queen Swoops and I said you can analyze the game better than everybody, like that that is a true statement and there's endless examples of that and it's not a bad thing, but as Diana Taurasi said, our fans are very fragile, and not only was it a opinion, I think it's a fact. So yeah.
Well, it seems like she has a some type of issue with you stating something about Caitlyn playing like it as a fifth year senior and had more games to break a record or something like that. What is she talking about?
Listen, I so for people who didn't watch the Gilbert Arenas podcast, I don't even remember what episode it was. It was back in February. We were having a discussion about Angel, Caitlin, all the rookies, but those two in particular, and was talking about breaking records and all of that. And so I said, well, yes, if she breaks the record in the same amount of time that the record was set in, then it's legitimate. But if you have an extra year to break a record, to me, did you truly break the record? So with COVID and all of those things, I thought, honest mistake, but maybe I'm not allowed to make those. I thought that it was Caitlin's fifth year, right? So the producer of the show looked it up and he said, no, it is her fourth year. I said, okay, on the show. But people don't want to hear that part. I said, you know what? If it is her fourth year and she breaks the record, it's a legitimate record. Great. The other part that's really funny to me is I don't know if people understand hyperbole. So then people went on to say that I said Caitlyn was 25 playing against 18-year-olds, which I didn't say. I'll clear that up. And that I said she takes 40 shots a game. So let me just say this. What I said was with the COVID year, you have older people, men and women, playing against younger people because of the COVID year, and you get an extra year. So there are people who might be 23, 24. I just saw someone post the other day, there's a football player that's 27 years old playing against 20-year-olds. So I made that statement, but it wasn't me saying, yeah, well, Caitlin's 25 playing against 22-year-olds. And if I can go find the clip, I'll find it and post it for everybody to see. The other thing that they got mad about was Gil and I were going back and forth talking. Gil said something about taking a lot of shots. So I was like, well, I mean, she takes 40 shots a game. And we laughed about it. My point being, do I think she takes 40 shots a game? No. Does she take a lot of shots? Or did she in college? Yeah. So instead of saying 40, I probably should have said she takes a lot of shots in college. It's like somebody getting on the elevator the other day, somebody said, dang, she must be 400 pounds. And when in reality, you know that that woman is not 400 pounds. So do I take credit for that? For saying the wrong thing? Absolutely. But the other part is, so y'all said, well, she should apologize to that. So I sent messages to Caitlyn, but now those messages are fake. They're not real. I didn't really send them. Because my thing is, I don't owe y'all anything. I don't owe y'all an apology. I reached out to Caitlyn. We had a great conversation, but now it's something else.
Yeah, and I'm
And if you've never watched it, you can go back and watch that episode.
Yeah, I seen it. I seen it, and I try to keep up with it. And I just think this situation is all of this stuff has become so sensitive. Whenever you have any type of commentary about her, especially, I've always said this. I thought that Dave Portnier, and you don't speak to this, but I thought that he is the one that set all of this off. Uh, 2 years ago, when LSU beat them, I don't think it was it may not have been a championship game, but maybe it was the championship game. And he set all of this stuff off, and it's never stopped since then. And me, he's a big, we talking Barstool, so we talking big time millionaire. And it's swelling up, and he's still making comments. He still making his own wild comments. And it's cool. Listen, here's the one thing: whatever it is that y'all doing is bringing more eyes to the sports. Uh, Bad media, bad press. None of it is really that bad. They trying to grow the entertainment piece of the game. I think that's really what Stephen A is on. It's just entertainment, and people this is what media do. It's a lot of it's propaganda, and it's just a love. It's just It's the growth of the sport. Your name is gonna always ring a bell in anybody that's from the '90s, anybody's from the '80s era. So look, just keep shining, keep being the queen, keep doing what you're doing. Don't let none of it get you down.
Yeah, that's a fact. Shut up. That's a fact. Hey, I want to hear from Benji. They've been in the space for a while. What's going on, Benji? We're gonna go to Benji, and just so y'all know, if y'all requesting a mic and y'all you know what I'm saying, y'all profile looking kind of sketchy, we not allowing no trolls up here. So yeah.
Bruh, hey, bruh, I'm not even no troll. I'm a man, bruh. But let me say this, right? Is we up here to like be 100 with shit, or we up here to like act like shit ain't what it is?
Well, one, no, this is what we're up here to do.
Hello?
We're up here because we've already confirmed that this is stopped becoming about basketball a long time ago, right? And the reason why we're up here is because you got a situation where black women are being attacked. I'm just gonna flat out say it. Black women are being attacked unjustly, and people are using basketball in order to do so. We know the history in this country. Anytime one of the favorite things that people like to attack black people through is through sports, because sports is supposed to be an equal opportunity scenario where as long as you're good, it doesn't matter the color of your skin, you're going to thrive. But unfortunately, while that's been true for us, a lot of other people they don't feel that same way. So we're up here because I've been watching this, and a lot of people in this room have been watching this thing unfold. And I'm not gonna stand by and let any black woman be attacked unjustly. So that's why we're here.
Um, like, what you saying real, bruh? Like, that's real shit. But this would like, I'm gonna be real, bruh. This what people like me have a problem with that shit, bro. Because y'all look at that shit one way, bro. And it's like, shout out to Swoopes. She's a legend of the game. She's a pioneer. I was actually just watching y'all documentary with you and Sydney Cooper and Tina Thompson. I was just watching that shit. But the people, bro, the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark race shit, all that shit, that's real. Like, that shit shouldn't be going on. That shit lame. It's bogus as fuck. We not about to just act like that shit don't matter. It's real. It's real. So, like, what you saying, real. But what's also real is people like me who young, I'm 23 years old, bro. I grew up in Washington, D.C. my whole life. I grew up in some fucked up environments. I like Caitlin Clark because she like play because she a good basketball player. Why is it that black men gotta be called out their name and coons and all that because we like Caitlin Clark? Why is it we gotta be against black women because we like Caitlin Clark? Why
Well,
is
hold
it that because we
on.
think Caitlin Clark great, we
Well, brother
disrespect?
Benji, that's not right. If you are a fan of Caitlin Clark, right, and it's about basketball, you absolutely should not be called out of your name. I agree with you there. All right, I definitely agree with you there. But I feel like there's two types of Caitlin Clark fans as it pertains to black men. Those that are fans of Caitlin Clark because she can genuinely play basketball, and those who are using Caitlin Clark as an excuse, right? Because look at Stephen A. Smith. He's the prime example of this, right? This ain't about basketball for Stephen A. Smith. This is about another opportunity to show his bosses that he's on code with them. Because if this was about basketball, you wouldn't have to exalt one player at the expense of another when both of them are having historic careers. So I'm gonna be honest with you. If anybody is calling you out of your name and it's just about basketball for you, I don't support that. I don't rock with that on no level. You shouldn't be called a coon. You shouldn't be called out of your name if it's about basketball for you. But with people like Stephen A. Smith, it's not about basketball. I keep on forgetting the other dude's name, who be on Fox, the big fat dude, who always got something negative to say about black
Jason
people.
Willock.
Yes, it's not about basketball for him. And them two, respectfully, they deserve whatever name they are getting called because they have a career. This is they whether it be Caitlin Clark, whether it be whoever in whatever sport, they have a consistent path of doing this. So I just wanted to say that you can finish your point, but I wanted to be clear. I don't support no black man who is really a fan of the sport being called names just because they love Caitlin Clark's play. I don't subscribe to that, and we'll keep it moving.
All right, that's real. But I'm gonna also like say this, right? And I mean, Cheryl just touched on it. Like, she my mom age, so I'm not about to get up here and disrespect this lady because of Caitlin Clark. Like, I'm not one of them weird ass niggas. Like, I be saying the shit. This shit be weird. But also though, Miss Swirl, you did kind of get up there hating, like on some real shit. You got up there, you did like we expect you to like know your shit because you're a legend of the game. We call Charles Barkley out when he hating. We call Shaq out when he hating. We call out all the other like male players when we hating. So like young people and like I want people to look at this shit from both perspectives. Young people, this our first time like seeing you meeting Sheryl Swoopes. We heard shit about you like from our parents, but this is our first time like getting a chance to hear you talk. And you saying Caitlyn a super senior, even though that's Paige. You saying that she shoots 40 times per game, even though that was a lie. You said that when she got to the WNBA, that they not gonna let her do this and all that. And she's a fucking MVP candidate in her rookie season. So that's why like people was like, yo, like like, is she hating? Like, and once again, the racist shit you be going through, Cheryl, is not cool, bro. You a legend. You know more basketball than everybody in here. You actually played the game. So that's law. But at the same time, two things can be true. Like, but you already touched on it. That's why I really got up here, like, to speak on that situation. Cause on some real shit, I watch every time you on Gil's Arena. The last time you was on Gil's Arena, I can tell when the big dude brought up Caitlin Clark, like the energy. So I'm pretty sure you probably told him or like y'all had a conversation. Like let's not talk about Caitlin Clark because it's gonna be some drama. So I'm not mad at you for not wanting to talk about Caitlin Clark. It is what it is. I'm a Caitlin fan. I like niggas who know me know I am a super Caitlin fan. I don't give a fuck about you talking about Caitlin Clark. I don't care. But what this what our problem is, right? It feel like, bruh, Caitlin Clark has brought so many eyes to the WNBA. We not trying to push y'all to the side because without y'all and what y'all did in '96, and you because you got pregnant and you came back and played at elite level, so you was a hella fine ball player. Never gonna take that away from you. We not trying to push the Rebecca Lobos, the Lisa Leslie's, the Maya Moores, the DTs. We not trying to push none of them people to the side. But we want y'all to do is just embrace the new generation. This is with the Jujus, the Malaysia full bodies, the Caitlin Clark, the Angel Reese, the Rakia Jackson. Like, I'm not one of them Caitlin Clark fans that just watch Caitlin Clark. Nah, I'm not gonna be real. I came here because of Caitlin Clark and what she did at Iowa because that shit is unprecedented. She didn't go to UConn. She didn't go to South Carolina. She didn't go to LSU. She didn't go to one of them big ass schools. What she did, taking them two teams to the championship at Iowa, with the only WNBA player she had on the team was Kate Martin. It's LeBron shit. It's GOAT tier shit. That's why niggas start fucking with Caitlin Clark, the elite passing and shooting. Like it ain't no, oh, we fuck with Caitlin because I want to put down black women or none of that.
Hey
Because
Benji,
niggas
sorry.
who know me, I'm not an Angel Reese fan, but I say Angel Reese gonna be a Hall of Famer because she get
Hey
rebounds. Like
Benji.
if we on some strictly ball shit. Now what she did that you can't see me and getting on Twitter and all that. That was bad sportsmanship. Let's call a spade. Because if Caitlyn did that, y'all would not be saying that shit was just basketball. Like, all right, she did the you can't see me at the free throw line. Boom. All right, that's cool, Angel. You from Baltimore. I'm from Washington, D.C., bro. No feet. So I know how it is growing up here. So, all right, that's cool. You grew up like that. All right, that's cool. But then you start chasing her around. Then you get on Twitter. You make an Instagram live talking shit about Caitlyn. Then you get on Twitter, you post a picture about Caitlyn, and let's be all the way 100 about this shit. She not even on her level. So that's why niggas got
Hey
offended.
Benji,
And
Benji,
once
Benji,
again,
hold
let me
on,
say
Benji.
this before, because I'm about to
Benji,
be
hold on,
done.
hold on.
The racist shit she go through is
Hold on,
not.
Benji, hold on, because you ranting right now. You ranting. Hold on 1 second. So we got a lot of hands that we got to get to. So go ahead and land your plane, and then if Sister Cheryl wants to respond, we'll give her that opportunity. And if she doesn't want to respond, then we'll go ahead and we'll move on to what's his face? Where he at? He was just in the room. Oh, we'll go to Rev, and then we'll keep the room flowing. But go ahead and try to land your plane.
Hey, Don.
Go ahead. It's on you, Benji.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to. I mean, nah, hey, bro. And I want to say, like, for real, I don't even really got too much to say, bro. I appreciate you having me up here, bro. I just want to say this one thing, y'all. It don't gotta be beef, bro. The WNBA is gonna get bigger if everybody come together. It can't be no you like Caitlyn, I like this player, so fuck this side. Like it's Bloods and Crips over here with this shit, bro. The WNBA is never gonna get where it's supposed to be at unless everybody come together. I see South Carolina fans here. I see UConn fans. I see everybody from different places. Let's be real about this shit, bro. Like, man, shout out to Angel Reese and Caitlyn, bro, because they are fucking legends, bro. When they're gonna go down in history, bro. It don't gotta be no you white, I'm black, you like Caitlyn, I like Angel, bro. Like, bro, you can feel how you want to
But
feel,
Benji, you
and it could
saying
be
that
that.
you saying that, and you're right. But you got to remember something too. It wasn't us who put Angel against Caitlyn or Caitlyn against Angel. This all started right. Shut up said the dude's name. I keep on forgetting his name. But after when Iowa was playing LSU, and I'm a big fan of trash talking. I love trash talk. It's a big part of sports, right? But let's just call a spade and keep this a humdum. When Caitlin Clark mocked LSU, and then Angel Reese came down and did the ring on the finger. That's what a lot of people gravitated to, and that's what started this story, this Magic and Larry Bird like story. We're not the ones, as basketball players, as basketball fans, who woke up one day and said, "Hey, I'm gonna pit Angel Reese against this young lady, or I'm gonna pit Caitlin Clark against Angel Reese." That was the white media that did that. So you don't,
Nah.
no, it is because we don't have to listen. It's already out there. You got whole videos of these people saying that this is like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. I never heard no black reporter make that comparison before a white person did. The white owned media did that. So in principle, you're right. It should be just about basketball. Both of them are bringing eyes to the sport, and both of them are going to have very healthy and good professional careers. But we're not the ones that made this more than what basketball is. And I feel like the onus is not on us to get this thing right as far as the narrative goes. That's on the white media, bro. None of us in here have a platform bigger than ESPN. None of us in here have a platform or reporting career with as much regard as a Stephen A. Smith. So you can't blame Don. You can't blame Sister Cheryl Swoops. You can't blame anybody that's sticking up for what's right as though we're the ones that put this tag on this Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese saga. Respectfully, this has been going on for years, and this isn't the first time. The white-owned media is always looking for a situation to make race supersede the sport that they're talking about. This isn't nothing new. It's just current. So we're gonna go to Val Whiting, then we're gonna go to Martell, and then we'll go to Rev.
Hey, thanks. I don't have much to say. I'm just here as to support Cheryl as someone who played in the W, played against her, played with her in national team trials, and I was just sickened when I saw Nancy Lieberman yesterday on Stephen A. Smith because I know the person that Nancy is. She's about herself. Um, she knows how to say the right things at the right time and how to say them to make herself look good. And I'm just here to say I'm here to support you, show, and I'm out here fighting for you in these comments. That's all.
Appreciate that, sister. Martell been on the stage for a minute. We'll go to Brother Martell. Then
Love you, Val.
Love you too.
we'll go to Brother Martell, and of course, Sister Cheryl. Anytime you want to jump in and you want to say something, please do. And remember, family, let's keep the conversation respectful. Everybody who comes on stage will be allowed to speak, but we got to be respectful and we got to be considerate because there is a lot of people in the request. We got like 30 people in the request, so I'm gonna try to get to everybody. I do plan on keeping the space up for at least another 2 hours at the very least, if it comes to that. But we got to be respectful.
Yeah. So I've been paying attention to a lot of this stuff, you know what I mean? I think we all have been paying attention to it. I think it's at the point where is it's almost sad. It's sad what's going on in a sense of like Cheryl is a legend, within the game, but at the same time, I mean, like she kind of brought it on herself. People keep saying white media. I mean, I, I'm not gonna put this on white media. I mean, people play a role in what they do, and they have choices, and they say what they say, and they do what they do. I mean, and you got to own up to your own actions. At this point, I mean, uh, it would be wise. I would want Cheryl. I mean, I would want Cheryl to just flat out come out like, "Yo, screw it. I'm sorry." Yada yada. Whoop de whoop. In the presence, like right now, because I feel like what's the future of what she could have is kind of like being tarnished. So like you got to think about what's like the new age kids, right? Who have no idea about who Cheryl Swoops is, and the first thing that they're gonna know is that their idol, Caitlin Clark, is being hated on by Cheryl Swoops. That ain't good, and that's millions of people across the globe. I'm talking about millions. We have people in our spaces. We're from South Africa, Europe, all types of Jamaica, like everywhere in the world. That all they know is that Cheryl Swoops is hating on Caitlin Clark, and it just needs to be put to bed. I mean, Caitlin, she's always giving praise to everybody else, right? And what happened on the Stephen A. show, I see nothing wrong with it. I see nothing. Somebody finally defended Caitlin Clark of the onslaught of drama that she's always getting nonstop, and she never puts anybody down, anything like that. So I don't. It's at this point where it's like I think Cheryl should just come out with a flat out apologies, beat a bigger woman, beat it like
Hey,
it's something that your parents would tell you to do. If you
hey,
want to
brother
nip it in the
Martell.
butt, you do it.
Brother Martell, I got a question for you though. So before our sister Cheryl Swoops entered into this conversation, was this situation with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese already explosive? Yes or no?
Yeah, because of Reese.
Okay. So are you aware of there was a white dude named Dave Portnoy?
Bro, I'm
I
not
think
trying to hear that white stuff, bro.
no, no,
It
no.
was
You don't have
Reese.
whether you want to hear it or not. You're gonna hear it in this space, respectfully, because it's the truth. And he called Angel Reese a piece of shit. This was a white man that did this. Now, before Cheryl Swoops even entered into the conversation, so what we're not going to do is, respectfully, we're going to follow the
Bro,
timeline
Reese
as
was a
is.
piece of shit for doing that. She did follow her
No,
around.
she was not a
You
piece of shit.
can't. Have you ever played sports?
But
You can't
Martell,
win a game and go around
Martell,
mocking a player. You would have got your
Martell,
ass beat.
what?
If
No, they
you've never
wouldn't.
played a sport, you cannot do what Reese
No, you
did.
would not. No,
You,
you would
as a
not.
legend,
Martell,
Cheryl
calm
Swoops
down. I
cannot do
know,
what she did.
Martell, calm down. I know you're triggered right now. But what led to Angel Reese tapping her finger for a ring, indicating she was about to get a ring, was Caitlin Clark was jumping up and down the court doing a celebration after she hit a really good shot. That's what prompted that. So in
During the
sport,
game is fine. You can't do that shit after the game.
I don't want to hear
After the
that. That's
game
not
is
fair.
done, you
So
can't
you're
do it.
moving the goal, Martell.
Bro,
You
that is
can't
not.
move the
Have you
goalpost,
ever played a sport? Nobody in sports history has ever done that. That's why
Martell. That's a
everybody
lie,
lost their shit.
Martell.
You
Martell.
have
That is
never
a lie,
seen some shit like that. Maybe in football where they plant the fucking flag in the middle of the thing and that's it. But you don't go and mock somebody, chase them down
Martell.
and
You're
mock
upset,
them.
Martell. No, no,
Bro,
no.
stop playing this black and white
Caitlin
shit.
Clark.
It is what it is.
Caitlin Clark
Stop saying
is the
Caitlin Clark.
one.
She's never done anything to anybody, bro.
Let,
Oh,
Maybe
so
in the
she
game,
Tommy,
but
let me ask
outside
him
of this,
something.
she's fucking
Tommy,
respectful as
Tommy,
fuck.
Tommy, let me ask.
Martell. Hold on, shut up. I got it. I got it. I'm gonna let you go set up because I got to get to this sister Nikki too. We got to hear from some sisters too. Keep it balanced. But for the sake, I'm gonna go ahead and let Martell land his plane. But let us be very, very clear about something. See, we got to get the timeline right. People want to make it seem like black folks woke up one day and just said, "Let's all gang up on Caitlin Clark." That's not what happened, and the timeline bears witness that that is not what happened. Caitlin Clark had an exceptional college career. When they played the LSU Tigers, she was playing so well. She hit a big shot, and she honestly thought that they were going to win a ring. So she started celebrating. and she did not get the last laugh. Angel Reese got the last laugh, and that is why people are mad. And that's where it started from. But remember now, it's up in the Jumbotron. Our brother Shut Up just shared it. It was Dave Portnier, who has a very big platform. I forgot which company he's
Barstool,
with.
Barstool.
Yeah, Barstool. So he has a very big platform. For him to call our young sister a piece of shit, that's unacceptable. And you got more. If you got more smoke for our sister Cheryl Swoops giving her professional analysis than you do for that white man saying what he said about that black girl, you're questionable, respectfully. Martell, go ahead and land your plane, dear brother. And then we're gonna go to our sister Nikki.
Bro, I'm so tired of this black and white stuff, dude. I lived through that all my life.
It's on Nikki.
Hello, everyone. I'm thankful for having this space. I really do appreciate it because this is a topic that needs to be discussed. And first, I would like to give a shout out and give my respect and flowers to Sheryl Swoop. You paved the way. You are a legend, and you should be getting more respect than what you're getting right now. You shouldn't have to keep explaining yourself. People that can look past the surface understand what's going on right now. This is much more than the current moment. You have to look at the history of America. You have to look at slavery. You have to look at Jim Crow laws. You have to look at all these things. You have to look at the wage gaps between the different races and understand what's going on right now. It could have been at a bigger place for the black parents, the black women that are playing prior to now. If they would have got that exposure, if it wasn't so much racism, it would have been a lot more viewers. But the thing is, people have to understand what you keep seeing on the media, on the TV, and things like this. You will begin to believe. You will begin to gravitate to. It's a form of brainwashing. So if you keep saying a person's name over and over and over and picking different clips of the best part of the basketball game, you will have people that don't even watch the game start believing that this person is the best without doing their research and due diligence. I just want black women to get the praise and flowers that they deserve. Prior to this time, you have people like Sheryl Swoops and a lot of other amazing black women that paved the way, that wanted the wage improvements, that wanted the accolades. They have families to take care of. They have husbands. They have children. They have communities to take care of. It's people that look up to them. Okay, and for us to disregard them and just put one person ahead of everybody, without looking at what everybody is contributing and prior to this moment is what's making everybody emotional. I work in a corporate environment. Every day I give my all. I went to school. I got my degrees, work my behind off. And when you see somebody getting ahead because of certain reasons, and you should be getting ahead, it gets to you emotionally, mentally, but still you strive and you go ahead because you know what? You're trying to make it better for the next generation. There's girls, young girls of color looking for inspiration. And when you see that person that looks like you doing it, you feel like there is a possibility that you can do it. That has when you see a first person that does it, you feel like it can be done. Just like marriage and a family. If you're in a family that you see marriages, you see love, you're gonna gravitate to this. Like, I want to get married. If you're in a family and education, you see your aunties, your uncles, with degrees and furthering their education, you like, I can do it. I'm gonna follow in those footsteps because I have experience. I seen them do it. I know how to do it. So we need to keep those positive images of black women out there. We need to give them praise because you just don't know the power that we have when we're put in great positions, when we're given the money that we deserve, when we get in the respect that we deserve, we can bring up communities. Okay. So I just a little bit frustrating because when I look to WNBA, I just wanted to see a game, just basketball. But when I seen these people coming after black women, these hateful comments, disregarding what they brought to the game now and prior to now, it was sickening. And seeing people ignore that for propaganda, for money, it's hurtful and it has lasting effects emotionally and mentally. Okay? You cannot forget what we contribute to the sport, the environment, and anything. We are the first to do a lot of things. We are very talented, we are very smart, and we are very intellectual, and we should be given the respect that we deserve. Pandering to a certain group because you think they bring money to the game. Look at the wage differences. Look at the wage differences between the races. Why do you think they're able to put more money into it? Why? Okay? It started way before now. Into 1950s, we had integration. We had the civil rights movement. We couldn't even vote. That wasn't too long ago. Our parents that lived through that are still alive today. And some of the same people are on in the media. Some of the same people are on the Supreme Court justices. And they're making decisions that affect our life and will continue to affect our life for generations. So you should lend support to your Black woman. Know and understand that what we're going through. We hide it, we keep going, we stand strong because we have families to take care of at the end of the day. We have sons to bring up, we have daughters to bring up. And we cannot let them see us broken. And a lot of times we are the head of the household, doing it alone. So we need as much support as we can get. And for the Black males that are out there that is helping us and understand how racism, biasness, and profiling affects us both. Just like you Black men go through racism and things like that, we do too. Just because we don't acknowledge it or put it out on social media does not mean that we do not go to it. We cannot go around being depressed and sad. We got things to do.
Hey,
We got to bring up the next generation. And Sheryl Swoops, I love you. I see what you're doing. You have my support. I think we are queens, and I think we are kings too. And keep doing what you're doing. It shouldn't even have to be this emotional. We should be able to watch the game and enjoy it, give people their accolades, and not see these comments of racist comments. It's like horrendous. I cannot believe what I'm going through. And certain occupations, it's hidden. It's hidden. How?
th-
Because they may just promote certain people over other people, or they may
Sister Nikki,
go
Sister
ahead.
Nikki, I hate to cut your bill because I really enjoying what you're saying. Um, Go ahead and start landing your plane, dear sister. We do got a lot of hands, and I want to hear from as many people as possible. I'm enjoying what you're saying. I hate to even cut you short, but I do have to be respectful and responsible to the family.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut it short. Everyone, stop looking at the surface. Stop looking at right now. Start looking at why certain people are getting flowers and accolades and certain people are not, even though they've been in the game longer and put in more hours and more hard work and time. I love you guys.
I appreciate that. With the exception of our dear sister Cheryl, I'm gonna start swapping people out after they speak. Let's go ahead and try to keep it to a 2 minute minimum. So this is gonna be the order. We're gonna go to Rev, then we're gonna go to Maria, and then we'll go to Micaiah. All right. Go ahead, Rev.
Yeah, appreciate it, brother Tommy, Sonny. Great space, man. I'm glad y'all brought up this topic. I'll be as brief as possible. First, let me give flowers to the four-time champion and collegiate champion, Sheryl Swoops in the room. So the sister is a legend. Listen, I'm a hooper. All I care about is basketball. I love to watch good hooping. And so we may disagree with Cheryl on some stuff, but we cannot take away that she's a champion. And in my book, when you win, when you're a champion, you can say stuff that non-champions can say, right? Because you've been there, you've been a dog, you were number one on the team, you know how to carry a team. So as an athlete, I know what that's like. So let me give kudos to the sister on that. But let me say this, right? To me, none of this is about race. I don't think any of this is about race. Now, fans have their own opinion. Dave Portroy is a fan who gave his opinion. There are other people that are going to give their opinion about the sport. But the way I see it is the WNBA right now, as we speak today, has more eyes on it, is getting more attention. There's more revenue coming into the league than we've ever seen before. And so I'm old enough to remember watching Sheryl and Tina Thompson and Cynthia Cooper back in the Gap. with their great coach. I remember watching that time. And then after them, for a while, I stopped watching. And then a couple years ago, my brother turned me on to Caitlin Clark and what she was doing in Iowa. And I was like, man, this girl can flat out hoop, right? And then what did Iowa do? They beat this all-black team, South Carolina, to make it to the championship game, right? And the media began to create this black and white type of division and dissension, right? White media and black media. They're going to turn that up for ratings for their own dollar, right? But let me say this, it's a great product on the court. What happened with Angel and Caitlin in that national championship game was great for the sport. Did I agree with Angel chasing Caitlin around on the court? No. If I was her coach, we would have had a conversation, right? But that happens in the heat of the game. You know what I'm saying? But what that did was bring more eyes to the game. Angel's getting paid out the wazoo from that attention. Caitlin's getting paid out the wazoo. Fans are in the stands when Chicago Sky play, when the Fever play. So I think it's great for the sport altogether. Let me say this and I'll land. I was talking to my brother a couple months ago as before Angel got drafted, and I told him, I said, man, I don't think Angel's game is going to translate well to the WNBA. Because I think her offense is lacking, things of that nature, right? But I said, I think Caitlin gonna be a star. My brother said, no, I think you're gonna be wrong about that. I remember a conversation also hearing Sister Swoopes say something similar. She said she doesn't think either one of their games would translate to the WNBA. And she has a right to say that. Now, I was wrong about Angel in her game translating to the WNBA, and she's killing the game. And I'll be the first to tell you, rebounding her tail off, inspiring her team, she's gonna be a great pro, right? I was wrong about that. Caitlin is doing well than what I thought as well. And I'll just say this as I land. I love you, Sister Cheryl, but you were wrong about Caitlin. I think you should just kind of think about it and evolve in your thinking around it. Because at the end of the day, you're great in the game. And when the great support the new age, it's great for the entire game altogether. You know what I mean? And so I love what you bring to the game, sister. I love it. I know you'll evolve your thinking on it. I know you'll take a lot of these comments in this conversation. But what I will